2 months away from being 65 years old. I am the father of 3 children, 6 grandchildren. I currently have a partner, Julie, that is a member at church here. I'm retired, work at a part-time job. I love gardening, I love flowers, I love music, I love my little dog, and I love Unity, and I love the people here.
Oh. What did you do before you retired?
Well, I did a number of things. I worked for Conco Concrete for 20 years. Was a member of the Teamsters Union. I worked for myself for a couple of years, mainly construction type things. And then went to work for Mercy and worked for them for 6 years, and then I retired, and now I work at a little part-time job.
What's something about you we might not know?
Well, I really like to fish. I like to bass fish, crappie fish, and I, a few years ago, began fly fishing with friends, so I really like that. And I really don't run anymore, but I ran for about 20 years and actually qualified for the Boston Marathon and went and did that. And it was an amazing experience. There are over 500,000 spectators. So the entire 26.2 miles, you have people shoulder to shoulder, 5, 6, 7, 8 deep for the entire thing. And
Wow.
it's really quite an experience. Huge energy, really fun.
How did you get in a band on church? And how did that come about?
Well, I played music when I was a kid, a teenager, and then early 20s I married and the music kind of stopped. And then somewhere around 10 years ago I picked the guitar back up and started playing. And I purchased an instrument over at Mitch Brashear's music store. And later, maybe a couple years later, I went and got an amplifier for my acoustic electric. And I, at that time, asked Mitch if that amplifier would be sufficient, like for playing at church. And he's like, "Oh yeah." And Richard and Mitch had in the past said, "You should come and play with us." And I was absent from church for a while. And when I came back, I came carrying my amplifier and my guitar, and that's just how it began. And I really was not very competent. I came, and they said, "Oh, you're going to play with us?" I said, "Well, I'm going to practice with you." But they insisted that I go ahead and play, and so they, from the beginning, were very patient and kind with me, and have allowed me to grow into the band. And I'm miles ahead of where I was when I started. And I really love music. I really love playing, and I love playing with these guys because they are all super accomplished musicians. And so it's all a really nice learning opportunity for me. And John Russ is just, he is the most awesome music director that we could ever hope for. Yeah. And well, the whole band is just, they're
Yes.
just all great. Yeah.
How did you find Unity of Springfield?
Well, it would have been over 20 years ago. My ex-wife, that we were married like 31 years, she came here, and I think maybe Karen Inman may have been the way that Sonia ended up coming here. So I came with Sonia, and that's kind of where it all began. Yeah.
What's one of your favorite memories here, or one of your favorite activities that we do here?
Well, I really love the music, but all of the activities. In the past, I did attend classes that Kenneth Reitmeyer taught, and so that has been a really favorite activity that we have here. We have such a nice variety of educational and just fellowship. Picking a book, groups pick a book and talk about it, study it, read it, and talk about it. So all those kind of things. Yeah, and Kenneth, as a licensed Unity teacher, I really love the way that if I would ask him a question, probably more than half the time his answer would be, well, what do you think? And I really like that, the idea that we want folks to explore and look inside of themselves and that's where our answers are. And I like that idea.
Why should someone come to Unity of Springfield?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. The first being that when you walk through the doors, people truly are glad that you're here, and they will let you know that. And you're probably going to get a hug or more than one hug. And I think that leads right back to where we were about the idea of that we encourage folks to explore what they believe and how they feel, rather than trying to tell them, excuse me, that this is the way that you need to believe. We really don't do that. And so that would be, if I was to tell a friend or a colleague, that would be part of what I would tell them. And I also tell them that we are all inclusive, that we do not, that we welcome everyone regardless of race, gender identity, lifestyle. It makes no difference. We welcome everyone, and we love everyone the same.
So what made you run for the board?
Well, I was actually nominated, and I think I know who did that, but I do not know for sure. But I do think that I know.
So did you come on to fill someone's spot?
Well, I did, but it was, their time was up, so I stepped into a full 3-year term. So, yeah.
Were you hard to persuade?
No, I really wasn't. No. Whenever I think that maybe Sue Baggett told me, that I had been nominated and would I be willing, and so I said, sure, yeah. I mean, I gave it a little thought, and I was a little apprehensive, probably mostly from lack of confidence, but I agreed, and it's truly been a growing experience for me, a good experience for me. I try to remain teachable, and that is, being on the board is an experience that you can, if you're open to growth and new learning, and it's there. And it's just a really good way to become involved in the church at a little deeper level, and be a little more invested in the church and in our ministry. Okay. We have really a nice mix in our board of some people that have been here on this earth a little longer, mixed with people that have not been quite as long. And the formula of those people, and then more youthful people that are a little more gung-ho, and they, from a different generation, they just have a little bit different perception, and it all evens out and makes a nice formula.
So are you glad you said yes?
Oh yeah, 90-some% of the time I am, yes. There have been times that I've kind of thought, what did I do? But that's pretty rare. Yeah, I'm glad. Yes.